Do you edit your iPhone photos before sharing? No, for shame. It's so easy. It can be done in seconds. You don't even need to download any extra apps. Check this out. Okay, so let's see how I went from this to this in less than a minute. First, I'd like to say that having as much data to play with as possible will allow you for more editing flexibility, which is why I shoot in RAW mode. So if you don't know how to access this, you go to your settings, and then you go to your camera, go to Formats, and turn on Apple Pro RAW or whatever RAW setting that you have on your phone. I'm working on a 12 Pro here, so it's a little bit older, so your choices may be a little bit different. If you want that RAW mode to stay, you need to go to Preserve Settings and then tick that on. Okay, let's go back to the photos. Click the little Edit button up at the top. The magic wand it's a super quick way to get a better looking photo without any fuss. So at a minimum, you could click Edit, click the magic wand, and boom, you're done, happy, send it out to your friends and family. Another option that's actually also very easy is the filters. So it's kind of like presets to look at. So it changes the overall look of the image, and you can even turn it into a black and white, a pretty strong black and white, which I think looks pretty cool. There's the crop tool. Now this is where I might rotate the image. Sometimes depending on your positioning, the rotation comes out kind of wrong and you want to rotate that. You can flip the image horizontally. You can straighten it if you have, maybe a crooked horizon or something like that. And you have a little bit of perspective control here, both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so here are all of your basic adjustments. So you can take the overall exposure. You can raise that up or down. It's pretty self-explanatory. The brilliance. You're going to open up some shadows, add a little touch of saturation, those types of things with the brilliance. Highlights and shadows. So highlights, just be careful with the highlight sliders. If you push it too far, you get mud. It just turns to mud. Shadows, up and down. It's pretty self-explanatory as well if you want to bring back more shadow detail. The contrast slider is basically the highlights and the shadows at the same time. Personally, I like to do my highlights and my shadows separate. Can change the overall brightness of the image. There's no magic numbers here, just do this to taste. Just make it look better to where you're happy with it. The black point. Now this is something that I do on almost all of my images taken on my big girl camera, so I do it here too. It just gives it a little punch and even adds some saturation. So doing the black point, setting the black point is something that I do on almost every photo, unless it's fog. Fog you kind of want to keep. Saturation is super easy to overdo it, so don't push that too far. Vibrance is a little bit better. It's kind of a softer, gentler type of saturation, and it's actually better for maintaining skin tones. So if you've got a human in your photo, you might want to stick to using vibrance instead of saturation. Warmth. So you can make your image a little bit warmer, more yellow tones, or a little bit cooler, so more blue tones. Tint. Tint will add magenta if you push that slider to the right, and it will add green if you slide it to the left. Little extra magenta is kind of something that I do with a lot of my sunrises and sunsets. Sharpness, self-explanatory, make the image a little bit sharper. Definition, it's kind of like a little bit of sharpness and a little bit of contrast. Noise reduction, that's great for those zoomed in photos, the ones that tend to look really grainy, but don't overdo it because it can actually remove sharpness. It can make the image look a little bit too soft. A vignette, so you can go with either a dark vignette or a light vignette, and you're done. If I click on the edit button, again, you can always just revert right back to the original. And if you click the three little dots, you can actually copy those edits to another photo. So you're just going to click on Copy Edits. You're going to go find another image from your camera roll and click on Edit. And hit those three little dots again, and then you can paste the edits. This is a demo shot of what not to do that I was demonstrating to a student. This is a terrible photo, so please don't follow this as an example. Horrible. All right, let's check out that before and after again. Awesome. And so easy. You have no excuse anymore. Make those pictures look as pretty as you like before you send them out. If the number of photos is piling up on your phone, here's a great video to watch with 11 easy ways to back up your iPhone photos. You guys take care.